looks like Thursday was a pretty iconic day. According to Legal Affairs and Trials with Megan Cuniff, Megan, the Stallion, testifies about Tory Lanez shooting and sued streamers online vitriol. Okay. So Megan will return to the Miami federal courthouse on Friday for more cross examination. Today is Friday, 21st. We are reading Thursday. So, rapper Megan the Stallion testified Thursday that she's suing an online commentator for defamation because she's tired. She's tired of her carrying on this narrative that I'm such a bad person. I would lie to put an innocent man in jail. I don't like the way that she speaks about me, my family, my friends, my fans, Megan said. I don't really like the way that she made everyone go watch a very disgusting fake material video of me. Megan, a 30-year-old Miami resident, will return to the witness stand Friday morning in a federal trial that alleges Houston, Texas based online streamer Milagro Cooper, aka Milagro Gramz, defamed her and intentionally infected emotional distress on her by coordinating with rapper Tory Lanez, who's serving a 10-year prison sentence for shooting Megan in 2020. A third claim alleges Milagro promoted a digitally altered depiction of Megan in what could be in the first judicial test of a Florida law enacted last year. That's interesting verbiage. Megan's lawyers played the video during opening statements on Monday, which she testified was really embarrassing to have to look at a bunch of people you don't know see you in a position like that. Like, I know it's not me, but being in front of everyone else and they have to watch it, it's really embarrassing. She testified, tearing up. She learned of the video from her friend Travis Ferris shortly after it surfaced on the internet in June of 2024. And my heart just sank. I felt like, here we go, Megan said. She later tearfully recalled not feeling like existing anymore. I don't want to be here. I'm tired of waking up. I didn't care what happened. I just wanted to die. I was so tired of being alive, she testified. She cried as she said she thinks Milagro and Lanez want to K herself. So I can't K myself because I don't want to give them what they're looking for. She said maybe she's experiencing this pain because there could be another woman out there going through that. Could draw courage from seeing her come out the other side. All the things I went through and I'm still going through, hopefully, can inspire other women to tell their truth, she testified. Okay, there's a tweet here from Megan Cuniff who says, as Megan the Stallion left the courthouse tonight at Social One, asks what she wants other bloggers to know about their behavior online. And I believe I heard this quote. I'm going to see if I can.
Megan, what do you want other bloggers to know about their behavior online?
Just because you have freedom of speech, that does not mean you have freedom to bully.
That's right.
Legal name Megan Pete, the 3-time Grammy winner, testified for nearly 3 hours on Thursday, then returned to the witness stand Friday morning for continued cross-examination. During her nearly 2-hour direct exam, she recounted Lanez shooting her 5 years ago, his trial and conviction, and her quickly dashed hope that people would accept his conviction and move on. She differentiated Milagro, who stream online under the names Milagro Gramz and Mob Radios, from other influencers who criticized her, such as Joe Budden and DJ Academics, who had large followings long before Megan was shot. Milagro is someone who started gaining bang and getting attention when she started talking about me. That's the difference. You are the only person who is being a mouthpiece for Tory, she said. She said seeing Milagro in person for the first time in the trial is weird because online I hear her talking about me and I wonder, why does this person feel so strongly about any and everything I do? That's an interesting statement, right? It's like the life of a celebrity. There's a lot of people. I feel very strongly about a lot of celebrities and I don't know them. But based on what they present, I feel strongly either for or against the things that they do or say. So when she's asking the question, wow, we really don't know each other and you act this way. And I think, like I said, Milagro has a style very specific. Like she's very, raw, uncut. I think people would say you expect that from a man more so than from a woman. And I think maybe that's why it's almost like because people expect that kind of rawness from a man and it's coming from a woman, people are in shock, right? Maybe that's what it is. Megan appeared Megan appeared to speak directly to Milagro, who was sitting at the defense table. You are the only person who, for 5 years, has been constantly calling me out of my name, speaking about my mom, my dad, my grandfather. She said, you're the only person that I saw promoting a video telling everybody, go to my likes. Sometimes, to this day, I feel a little defeated because she believes Milagro wanted it to be real. Megan's lawyer, Joanna Menijo, an associate with Quinn and Manuel and Sullivan in New York, asked Megan to read her post from June 8th, 2024. It's really sick how y'all go out of the way to hurt me when you see me winning. Y'all going too far, fake ass shh. Just know today was your last day playing with me, and I mean it. Megan said she decided that day that I was going to sue Milagro. Milagro's rants continued. It's the same thing over and over. The lawyer played a recording of Milagro saying that she heard someone say Megan has a drinking problem and has had to have therapy. Megan says she believes Lanez told Milagro to label Megan an alcoholic with the family of alcoholics. Again, I don't know Milagro, and Milagro doesn't know me. And a lot of my family is deceased, she said. So why do you sound so sure talking about my family? Megan said Milagro tweeted falsely stating Lane's DNA wasn't on the gun, reiterated her belief that the two were working together. She said Lane's court dates were just such a dreadful day for me because I knew what Tory was doing. People still think that Tory did not shoot me because Milagro tweeted that his DNA was not on the gun. That's not true, she said. Megan also testified about seeing Lane's chopping up an apparent horse leg in his Cap music video. I felt like nobody cared that I was shot. Everybody was making jokes about it. Everybody was minimizing what happened to me, she said. I'm looking at this video and I'm like, are you saying that you're going to do this to me? Are you saying you're going to chop me up? Megan continued. The lawyer displayed Milagro's post. Daystar, is that a horse leg? With the laughing emoji. I looked at it and I thought, why does this lady, this black lady, think that this is funny that a man is chopping up another black woman? Megan testified. Why do you think violence against me is funny? Megan sent herself a screenshot of the video with the horse leg circled because she was sending stuff she saw online to her manager and asking, is this normal? Is this okay? What can I do to get him to stop doing stuff like that? The lawyer began the exam by asking Megan about the death of her mother, who Megan described as a really good mom, really good provider. I had a really good childhood. Like I didn't know we weren't rich when I was little because she just bought me so much, Megan testified. Her mother jumped in to help when she figured out like rapping was something I really wanted to do when I was like 18, 19. Her mother was hospitalized with a brain tumor in 2019, and Megan had to make a decision what to do with my mom when it became apparent she wouldn't regain consciousness. Later in the exam, Megan teared up as she testified about Milagro saying her mother is a thief, implying that her father is on drugs. People know how to upset me because I really love my mom. And I'm really still very sensitive about my mom's passing away. She testifies, she says she never knew her father to use drugs. I only see my daddy to be a good, strong man, Megan said. Megan said Ferris sending her Bible verses from Psalms 694 helped her at the time because she thought, hey, if Jesus be going through this, then I guess I could do it too. But she still felt hopeless. She said therapy has been difficult because I wasn't really receiving what any of the therapists were saying. Because logically, I know I've been shot. It happened to me. I tried to move on. I knew logically that the truth was on my side, she said, but seeing social media claiming she lied was difficult. She said the online narrative shifted from stepping on glass to wrestling with a gun and shooting herself to Kelsey Harris shot her. The people only cared about what Lane said, not what she said. Everybody feels like I deserve to get shot because I talked about sex and I twerk and I drink, she said. Just like these things have nothing to do with me being shot, she said. People still seem to believe that I'm the kind of person who will put somebody in jail on purpose for no reason. That really bothers me, she said. About 75 minutes into her testimony, Megan recounted for the lawyer how Lanes shot her as she walked away from an SUV in the Hollywood Hills area of Los Angeles early on July 12, 2020. She said Kelsey were arguing with Lanes when she got out of the car and Lanes convinced me, but she typed in convicted me, convinced me to get back in the car. I get out of the car, and as I'm walking away, he shoots me, she testified. So you have your back to him? The lawyer asked. Yes, Megan answered. How are you able to know that he was the one who shot you? The lawyer asked. I didn't have to turn my whole body around to see Tory. All I had to do was turn my torso and I saw him with the gun, she said. Did he say anything to you before he shot you? The lawyer asked. He said, dance, bitch, Megan answered. Megan recalled just freezing, then looking at her feet, and I saw the blood and I just dropped to the ground. She said she didn't remember exactly how it happened, but when I spoke to Kelsey, she said he was pulling her hair and punching her. She got back in the car with Lanes because I wanted him to take me to Ferris. She and Kelsey were freaking out and crying. In the car, she said. Tory is saying, now please don't say anything. I'll give you $1 million. And I'm like, you just shot me. Like, what? What are you talking about right now? Megan testified. She told police she stepped on glass because I was trying to protect all of us. Stop right here. Again, when I said in my last video, if you missed it, go watch it. She did misinform the police initially. And like I said in the other video, it's because she was clearly scared, worried, trying to be protective of the situation that clearly should have just been handled by law enforcement immediately and just said what it was. She's saying right here what happened. I was scared that the police might have shot us. Megan testified. She says she wished she told them that night that Lanes shot her. Meg the Stallion just testified. I wish I would have been honest. I wish I would have told them. But you have three black individuals in a car and there's a gun. So her fear, and it's nighttime, her fear is rightfully valid, in my opinion. Oh my God, all of this is going to happen. I think her fear is valid, not to justify the actions, but she's sharing here with us how she felt at the time. She says there's a typos here, but I think what Megan Cuniff wrote is she said she lied on Gayle Keane of CBS News that she didn't have sex with Lanes because she was embarrassed. But she testified truthfully during the Lanes trial, which again, even though she initially misinformed and lied and omitted and wasn't forthcoming initially, what she testified at the trial was enough to convict Tory Lanez. Okay, let's keep going. But she testified truthfully during the Lane's trial. There are some embarrassing people on the list of people you slept with, and Tory is my biggest embarrassment. So, of course, I told Gayle Keane, no, I didn't have sex. No, I didn't have sex with Tory, Megan said. She says she's no longer friends with Kelsey because Kelsey took a bribe from Tory to not say anything about what happened that night. She said in cross-examination that she and Kelsey never argued about Tory. She says she felt vindicated when Lanes was convinced and believed people are going to know that I'm not a liar and not someone who would put an innocent black man in jail. The lawyer played a recording of Milagro telling academics after Lane's trial that the idea that I'm misogynistic and identify more with males because I'm asking for accountability from women and from her really, in particular in this case, it's ridiculous to me. Because at the end of the day, accountability does not need to be had for the lies that were told. So, this is a recording of Milagro Gramz talking to DJ Academics about the Tory Lanez trial. Okay. The recording is one of several statements about lies and perjury that are the basis for the defamation claim. Milagro's lawyer, Jeremy, cross examined Megan for about an hour on Thursday and will continue Friday at 8 a.m. at the federal courthouse in Miami. I'll have an entire article on the cross later Friday. Jurors on Thursday also saw deposition clips from Tory Lanez and his father, and they heard testimony from Milagro's former moderator, who broke down sobbing as he recalled quitting amid mounting online toxicity and differences with Milagro about her direction. I'll have details about that article next. Okay, we're going to jump into this situation with this moderator because when I heard that there was a moderator, I immediately, having read the lawsuit and everything, in my mind, I'm like, oh my God, this is about Noir King. Okay. Now, Armand was live yesterday. I've talked about this moderator because his name is so familiar to me because of the Kaylin Walker case. The Kaylin Walker case, again, Kaylin Walker was sentenced to 50 years for multiple kinds of crimes related to sex crimes. And Kaylin Walker, I wouldn't say was an A-list celebrity by all means. He wasn't, but he was making his rounds. He was going up there. He had done movies with Halle Berry. People know him from the movie Superfly. There were other roles that he, like smaller roles and movies that he had done. And so then he would essentially, he was into photography and music, and he would reach out to these Instagram models and essentially are them. There was a lot of victims, and some of those victims were minors. Kalen Walker was charged and he went to jail. During the time that he went to jail was around the time that COVID hit. So Kalen Walker's bail was extraordinarily high, right? Very high. He was sent to jail, okay, on that high bail. He couldn't afford to get out. When COVID hit, California did something that they reduced the bail amount for certain crimes. And for whatever reason, even though his crimes were high level, he met that reform bar where it allowed him to basically have very reduced bail. So he came out on bail during COVID while a lot of us were locked in, stay at home type of situations. When Caitlin Walker came home on this reduced bail and he was being monitored, he got in contact with various bloggers. He was interviewed by Mr. Let It Go, Dr. Umar Johnson. He was interviewed, I believe, by Tasha K. Pulled that interview from her Patreon. The Wiley Show interview that actually did air. Shout out to the Wiley Show because he had a really good exclusive with Kaylin Walker about these charges. He connected with Milagro Gramz and Mob Radio. He was in the Discord. So when there was a lot of allegations around the time that he was out on bail about Kaylin Walker being in Millie's Mob Radio's Discord. And there's, I guess the rumor was that there was a Discord room where subscribers, members, people that were ride or dies of Milagro Gramz would drop nudes in this Discord. At one point, several of these moderators and subscribers fell out, right? And allegedly, it's been said that their nudes and their photos were basically held against them, were basically used as weapons. That if they speak out about the things that they say and do on discords or everywhere else, that drop those they would drop those nudes somewhere. It was used as like leverage to threaten people. Kalen Walker, having the charges that he had, he was in this Discord, right? And Kalen Walker, what he would do with his crimes is that he would record them. So there are various videos out there of him having intercourse with some of these victims, some of which were minors. And these videos were passed around from blogger to blogger. This moderator here, I believe, was like the strong arm for Milagro Gramz for many years. This is why this name came to me when I was talking about the Kaylin Walker case, because unfortunately I confronted a lot of bloggers that were really upset of my coverage because I wasn't believing everything that Kaylin was putting out because it was BS. You could tell when Kaylin is a very good liar. He's an actor. He's really good at manipulating the narrative. And even till this day, his supporters still try to do that. One of the things that came out of this whole trial, I was able to interview a juror. All this is documented. One of the things that came out was that there was DNA evidence of the minor child, of the Ari. Okay. So there was a lot of victims that were impacted by Caleb Walker. Noir King is actually a very interesting witness to me to be speaking out because he did mention this child video. Now, I don't have the transcripts yet, guys. I've been going back and forth with the Southern District of Florida on this situation. I have emails, so hopefully by this weekend we'll have some transcripts. This is what I'm really interested in because it really gets into the Discord and the supporters. Okay, let's get into this. Shout out to Armand Wiggins, and I'm only going to play a part of when he addresses this.
Noir King stepped on the stand. Milagro Gramz, old former friend and moderator, complete meltdown. He then started to feel like creatively, and they were having creative differences. They weren't thinking the same. They weren't feeling the same. And he wanted to leave, but he couldn't leave being a moderator because he was a part of such a big conglomerate there. He was working on her station head. He was working with her on Raleigh on site, and they had built a big rapport, and a lot of people had knew his voice there. But in his spirit, he knew that he couldn't do this anymore. He had become very weak and timid. It just wasn't feeding him anymore. He had been going through so many different things, and he couldn't understand why Milagro Gramz would be coming at a Black woman in this way. They said, what would it look like when she would attack Megan Thee Stallion? He said, she just started talking about Megan.
The problem that I have, let me stop right here. The problem that I have with King Noir saying this, right? That he just couldn't understand how she's coming. He just couldn't understand how she's coming at her the way that she is. He doesn't address the fact that there were and I know it's not this case, right? But there were multiple victims in the Kaylin Walker case that a lot of that group attacked, and I mean attacked, and they were using some of the evidence against them. They were creating videos. There was a bunch of things that they were leaking out to bloggers and whatnot. And King Noir knows this as well. Like I said, his name came up so much in the radar and people that I talked to and people that I was conversing with because of just the tactics. And people were terrified. They were, because if you came out and you spoke out either against this or the other or somebody she didn't support, then people would come after you. That's what they did.
Every day after she connected with the Petersons, she would just talk about them every single day. Her following grew the more she talked about Megan Thee Stallion. December of 2021, he stopped working for Milagro. They said, why? And I wrote, this man is on this stand crying. He said, I couldn't do it. And I had some things going on. My grandfather had died. And I just didn't feel right. And I felt morally. The judge says, hold on, everybody just stop. Just stop right now. Let's just take 5 minutes. Let's just stop. So we had to, that man had wept and wept. And he said that he just couldn't take it because the abuse that Milagro had sent and the negativity and the hate and the vitriol towards Megan Thee Stallion was so nasty. He morally could not sit there and stand for that anymore. He couldn't be in a situation where he was helping people talk about people that want to commit suicide. So I wrote, this man has completely, and I do mean completely, broken down. This man is weeping as it endured for a night. Then we come back after the 5-minute pause. And I'm writing the notes. Then he leans forward and says, Milagro Gramz would have me doing very nasty things. She would have me, and she would have people stalking, doxing people's addresses, other bloggers. Tashi K. She had me dox Tashi K. Storm Monroe, she had me looking up Storm Monroe's addresses, and then we found a compromising picture. Apparently, I don't know. I don't get me to line. I did call my brother. I did call Storm and tell him, like, hey.
Wait, so he's up there testifying. Key Noir's testifying. Oh, she had me do this and she had me do that. I'm sorry. Personally, in my opinion, somebody can't just have you do something. Was there is this terms of employment? Okay, if you don't do this, I will replace you. No, I think based on even the way in which he maneuvered before this, that he was just doing it out of just because that's the friend. That's who he supported at the time. And that's what he did. Just be honest about it. I just don't, for me, it's like, I'm not buying that he had me do this. No, nobody can have you do something. Nobody. No way. I'm not believing it. I'm going to fast forward because there's other parts that I want to get to that I think are relevant to the characterization of the situation that at least I can say, yeah, this makes me feel like this is confirmation of this actually did happen, right? As far as behaviors.
So I didn't really feel bad per se because he was with it.
He was with it.
For years.
Yep. Yes, he was. He was with it.
He said that Milagro Gramz, she had like a cult-like following. And they would do any and everything that she would say. And they would like harass and dox people.
Now he's speaking out about it. But this was like, y'all, I'm telling you, this is not new. Now, again, people can say the fandom of a celebrity, there's a fandom of the blogger. This does happen, guys. It does. And I think it's okay to acknowledge that. What I call cap is Noir King's. I do. I feel like he willfully participated and he went with it because of the many things that I heard about him during the Caitlin Walker case as well.
He said he didn't agree with what she did. And the straw that broke the camel's back was allegedly when she sold an underage sex tape that was created by a man that goes by the name of Caitlin Walker. She was selling a sex tape of a minor on her Discord somewhere. And they were talking about how he was a moderator.
So I'm going to stop Armand there. Shout out to Armand. Make sure you guys check him out. I can only give you my perspective, right? I'm going to continue to report as much as I can here, right? I personally, the way I see things, this is just my opinion. Doesn't mean that it's fact. It's just my opinion. I think the defamation part is a bit weak, right? As far as the case goes, you know, what I've read, it seems very weak. The promotion of the AI altering depiction thing probably seems to be the strongest in my opinion, because there are so many moving parts. There's so many things that lead up to the promotion of that, how she promoted it, what she did. I feel like that is adequately broken down. But as far as the defamation and her having an opinion about the shooting, I think that argument, I personally think that Milagro and anybody else is entitled to say, in my opinion, I think you lied about this. And even Meg the Stallion in her testimony, she even said, I should have just told the truth initially. I should have just said this, but I said this. And that led to the ricochet of other things. Again, it didn't stop Tory Lanez conviction, but the investigation in itself about that whole situation is a bit wonky to me too. There's some things that just don't make sense. And that's what I'm going to leave it at. But as far as this behavior that this moderator is saying, he participated in it. He was well in there. He was well in the dirt in it. So for him to just, I'm sure he was very emotional and he cried on the stand, whatever. But he was part of this shit too, honestly. So for me, it's because I saw that other side when it went down on the Caitlin Walker case. The people were not lying. No lie that this video was released of a child corn was released on a Discord. It was released on a Discord. People watched it. People shared it. People downloaded it. There's a bunch of things that people did. What came out of that? I don't know. I could tell you that on my end, I remember contacting the victim and letting her know that they were sharing this video. That's what I did. And that was around the time that the criminal trial was happening for Kaylen Walker. So this was a thing. And so a lot of bloggers were worried around that time, because here you have this person that was sharing this video and it just kept disseminating. And Tasha K spoke about it, about the fact that people believed the things that he was saying, because Kaylen Walker was very articulate, very well spoken. Even now, there's still, the girlfriend runs the fandom. I think she got like a paralegal job for Unite the People. Unite the People are the people that were working with Tory Lanez. So yeah, there's like this connection, this really weird connection with that. Y'all let me know what you guys think in the comments. Again, I've been back and forth in emails with these transcripts. I did call Chambers today and I was told that the court reporter is very sorry. She knows that there is a delay, and I will be hearing from her this weekend. I hope, because I do, in my opinion, feel like the judge needs to know about what's happening with the court transcripts. You don't get to advertise that you have 2-3 day immediate service and somebody's asking you for these transcripts, wanting to pay for them, and you're not even getting back to people. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.